Guys from the teams.
Oh, right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Occasionally Effective. We are back with the community chat. This week, hell, I'm going to let you introduce yourselves, because you don't have your, usernames.
This week, let you introduce yourselves, because you don't have your,
Oh,
God.
Aquamac, I can hear myself.
No,
oh,
no. No.
You don't have your, oh, Aquamac, I can hear myself.
Oh, God.
Oh, Aquamac, I can hear myself.
That's going to be irritating. That's going to be irritating.
Oh my goodness.
So, who do we have in the chat today? Just ignore that.
Oh, it's Flucia. Flucia's coming through.
So we have me, Fluid Tear.
Excellent.
Fluid
What's that
Tear.
noise?
Fluid Tear. Fluid Tear.
Okay, Fluitaire. Okay.
Also, they're coming through your mic, Fluid.
What am I doing? Ship. We are going for... Alright, so, ladies and gentlemen, what do we think of the matches today? Hera?
A bit long.
Bit long?
Long. Let's
Yeah.
just try a slightly more structured one. So let's just go through the instructions. We've got Fluid Air, or Fluciaire as he's more commonly known. We've got... Just go through the instructions. We've got crap. Turn off the stream! Turn off the stream! Turn off the stream! Turn off the stream!
Aqua, put off your speakers, god damn it.
Yeah, seriously, it's just can we do this properly for once? We really should plan this ahead. Anyway, we've got Fluciaire or Fluciaire. Well, we've got that guy. We've got
Blue. Just call me Blue.
Flo, why the hell not? We've got Scrimshaw, of course, who didn't play this week, unfortunately, because his sister team, or previous sister team, buggered off. We've got
Shuket Sushi.
Shuket Sushi. That's a mouthful.
Yeah. We're just going to call you Sushi, if that's alright. That's going to be a whole lot
Yeah, that's
simpler.
acceptable.
Awesome.
Acceptable. Sushi it is. Who are you playing with, Sushi?
The Ducks. I was on the raft.
Ah, the raft. So you're able to comment on that performance.
I am.
Oh,
Would you like me to now?
I would like you to. How did you feel that match went?
You know, I think we were all really excited about getting some crumpets and all pretty hungry, and it just kind of got in our heads.
Yep.
That was possibly
Fair
the
enough.
most lovely description of a match we've had so far. Crumpets and head games. That's the gentleman in a nutshell.
Well, the problem with the gentlemen is they're such good gunners, even while they're engineers. And you can't charge them. And you can't sneak around them because they have tracking skills like you wouldn't believe. They can track you through clouds easily. So you can't ambush them. You can't charge them. So all you can do is do a sniper war with them.
Yep.
And you can't even win that because they're that good at that too.
I think the charge works just a little better if you have, the two ships charging. I think the blender variation of ships work well against them, like I was saying in the just before the game. If you manage to pin them, they're in a lot of trouble, but you need to pin both at once or they're just going to burst you.
Oh, almost certainly.
Yeah, what I think the raft probably should have done was to try and focus out the Pyramidion and stay on the galleon's left side.
Yeah, we were putting a hurting on that Pyramidion, but we just didn't hold the pillow down.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you choke them out.
Well, speaking of team, obviously we're going to have some teams that aren't playing this week, but here they are. We've got Scrimshaw representing Corvus, who are probably going to be playing next week. I don't know where because my head is so blag. And we've got Zill now in the chat. So hi, Zill.
How's everybody doing?
Are you looking forward to killing news next week?
Well, that's harsh.
Oh, come on, it's true. Because you know the news guys are really focused on taking you down there.
Yeah, of course, because that's like their lifelong goal in life is to kill me.
How are you enjoying reading their every single tactic?
You shouldn't tell them because I'm enjoying it.
I told them twice. They don't know. They are not hearing me. There's just nothing to do. It's the Muse team. I mean, the Muse team they make a great game, but they're not a good team.
They're busy with adventure mode right now.
Yeah, I don't blame them. If they have to be a shit team for me to get an amazing adventure mode, please be the worst players ever.
I will
Well,
say
yeah.
though that if Kavias is flying, that will be interesting.
Interesting. Interesting good, interesting bad, interesting what?
I just a couple nights ago we had some random matches with him, and he was doing very well. So
Kivi's
I mean,
really
he's-
good.
yeah, if they let Kavias fly and he's got a good crew behind him, it'll be pretty interesting.
Aha. So
All
you
right.
think that the Muse team might actually have a chance?
Yeah, I will never underestimate anybody for the sake of, who wants to get kicked down there in those cogs.
Yeah. Like,
My only advice to the Muse team is to shoot out Zill's Carronade.
that's fairly good advice actually.
Bigger Mercury.
All right,
And just snipe.
Scrim, what did you think of the matches today?
I'm not a fan of the sniper, so I'm
Yeah,
just waiting for someone to go in.
fair enough. You always do
Well-
favour the close-range Pyramidians, so...
Yeah, it's a kind of a tricky one to deal with.
I mean, I would love to fly a goldfish, but it's just not working
viable.
that well.
Yeah, currently close range builds don't seem to be viable. They've been outmatched by the sheer damage you can put out through long range builds.
Yep. Well, we're about to see what a full Carronade build does, so this will be interesting.
Well, personally, I think Carronades are a little bit overpowered. And
Really?
I'll tell you why. It's 400 damage times a third from the armor. That's still over 100 damage.
Yeah.
Look at the Merc Cannon. It's like, what, 80 damage times 1.5? So
Yeah,
that's like 120. And the Carronade fire rate is, what, 4 times the Mercury Cannon?
Yeah, its efficiency is compounded by the fact that the balloon takes so long to repair after you've got it rebuilt as well. So it makes for such effective crowd control.
Well,
So, I mean, it's more effective as an armor stripper than a Mercury Cannon, and you can break their balloon, which puts them in a serious hurt. Now, that is balanced by the fact that you have to be insanely close,
Yeah.
but with the new Moonshine, an engineer can keep all 3 engines going easily. You saw that in Zill
Yeah.
in our last week's match, where
That
we took
took-
on Zill.
That took everybody to keep those up. Just because
It
the
did.
main engine is
I-
on the back, you can't get all the way. You have to have one guy on the main engine and one guy on the 2 bottoms. So that's both your engineers already stuck in that. And then if they get a lucky shot on your balloon or hull, your gunner better be packing something that could rebuild it.
Yeah.
Well, with this current meta of 3 engineers, even being gunner, because, I mean, you can only load 1 ammo type in a gun. So if your gun only really needs 1 type of ammo, you can get away with these triple engineer type builds.
Yeah, they generally tend to be more effective as well because with the engineer kit, people can adapt to situations more readily, and and they generally have the ship as a more effective unit.
It's pretty nice when everybody can put out fires.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you say that, Shuketsu, but if you look at what equipment Smollett has us bring, I'm actually a buff engineer.
Yeah, the reason why you want to have your main gunner switch to engineer is that he can buff his own gun.
that sounds like actually could be
But you're
beneficial.
not shooting when you're buffing.
I mean, yeah, if you look at the Gatling flag combo, your flag gunner doesn't shoot before the hull is down, so you have time to buff and then jump on and shoot.
Well, actually, Scrimstraw, on our ship, the Dirty Duck, what we do is I take a buff spanner mallet. I go and buff the hull. And then whenever we call front guns, I run up to the Gatling gun, and none of the front guns are ever buffed. So basically, all we tend to have is a buffed hull or buffed engines. And the buffed hull is actually a huge advantage because it takes down enough damage that the engineer can keep up with the damage coming in. And it's
Yeah,
not
we
Yeah.
went for
with the buff ham, it does make you wonder where like the gunner sits in the current state of play. It doesn't seem to be like useful at all, especially if like you've pre-built your ship. I mean, maybe in pubbing where like things need to be a bit more adaptable, but in organized play, the gunner doesn't seem to have like really anything.
Well, I think the problem with the gunner is that the ammo types for the guns that are important, the Gatling gun, the flat cannons, the lumberjacks, they're all based on using like heavy clip or charge rounds or one type of ammo, where that one ammo is the really effective ammo.
Yeah,
so
you don't need like a guy who can switch between all three, because you've told him, hey, you're on the field gun, take charged, like or burst, like if he's taking out weaponry. So yeah, as you say, you're right. Like,
so I'm wondering if maybe we can like diversify the ammo or change the guns a little bit so that one ammo type is not necessarily always the best in all situations. Because like heavy clip on a flat cannon, that's pretty much standard because they need the accuracy.
Yeah.
Whereas I used to use burst rounds in it whenever I could get very close, because then I wouldn't have to worry about it spraying all over the place and get the extra shot. But
yeah, then you've got like the Hwacha where like you've only got one choice, like one real choice, like take burst or don't be effective, you know. And it's like the ammo types need to be really effective in different situations on all weapons, because at the moment like the gunner is completely impotent as a class choice.
Yeah, we had our gunner switch out to be a buffing engineer too, because it just didn't seem worthwhile to have a gunner.
Yep.
It's an interesting meta then, that the gunner has been replaced by buff engineer.
Well,
Still,
there's this huge violent conversation on the forums about it, isn't there?
Yes.
Yes, I was about to mention that too.
I'm staying well away from that. I have got more than enough crap thrown my way at this point. So yeah, I actually managed to screw up, so you can complain about me more, because I got the matches wrong. I got the third COG matches wrong. Next week, we're actually going to be seeing Paddling versus Gentlemen. I got that right, at least. And we're actually going to see Merry Northern Storm versus Corvus Marauders.
Okay,
Not
cool.
Muse.
Nice.
Ooh.
And we're going to see Muse versus Polaris.
Well, for those of you complaining about the sniper matches, I don't think those matches are going to be real sniper heavy.
You don't think the Paddling versus the Gentlemen are going to be very sniper heavy?
Well, that one is not
I mean,
the fight the Gentlemen, that kind of a fight.
I could honestly see them sniping on duel. I mean, that's the point they're at, because it's just how they roll.
Yeah, they've got like such accurate gunners, like an excellent team really. So like, yeah, it's very difficult to close on the paddling.
It's close. It's hard to get close to both of them, but it seems they're going to have to figure out a way to do it if they want to get involved. Just to get in there.
Getting close on dunes is a pain. I'll say that.
Yeah, the damage over time that the sandstorms deal doesn't really give you like the advantage to close. Like you end up like half dead by the time you've closed on them if you use a close range build on that map. If they're using flak, of course.
Well, I went down.
You're still you're doing very badly, aren't you?
No. That was the first death of the game.
Oh, damn, I was hoping you were doing badly. But anyway, for week 3, the matches are going to be fairly interesting. I'm not sure. Of course, the losses of Pastafarians and Raft means that neither of them are going to be playing. And in 10B, that is the spare slot for the newcomers, we're going to see the Brood, which is the third Ducks team. Flutier, where the hell are all these Ducks coming from?
I don't know, because we don't actually do any active recruiting. We don't go to matches and say, hey, join the Ducks. We just play, and when we start quacking at people, when we kill them in a pub match, because that's what we do whenever we kill somebody, we go quack, quack.
We all know about that.
They all hear that. Apparently it's very addicting, and they want to do it too.
Is this simply reproduction by quack?
Yes, I believe so. I think we make the sound, and then people just become ducks.
That's slightly scary. We've got
the duck
zombies.
Well, I don't know. I think we're not nearly as serious as some of these other teams. Because, I mean, I played with the Gentlemen on occasional pub matches. I played with Zill on occasional pub matches. And
Yep.
the ships tend to be quiet because everyone kind of knows what they're doing and they're going, and we don't talk much.
Yeah.
The ducks are always talking.
Well,
Yeah.
is that where all the ducks came from, the sushi? Is that how you
Boom!
joined?
I actually joined up pretty soon after the Ducks, the inception of the Ducks. And I've seen that a lot of people seem to be joining up after the quacking. And I think another big thing is that we don't really turn people away. So if somebody's like, hey, you guys are awesome and I want to play with you. If you're a new person, cool, come on in. And if you respond to being trained, then awesome. And you want to play a match, cool, we'll try to set up a team for you and you can, get in the cogs because we're all very passionate about the game.
Yeah.
And we
Oh.
definitely want the cogs to flourish. It's a lot of fun.
Now,
Awesome.
saying that is probably going to piss off a lot of the more established, the established teams, and that the Ducks just take and set up a team for anyone who wants to play, and they're winning. I can't imagine anything that might upset the teams that spend hours and hours in practice more. What do you
Oh,
think?
I'm
Becca?
definitely. Sorry.
Nah, we're not mad.
Not mad.
No.
Not in a little itty
We
bit.
don't spend hours practicing.
No, you just spend hours playing regardless.
Well, I'm not part of the average Guns of Icarus
Yeah.
player, in terms of gameplay time, but yeah, no,
Pilot.
really.
Ten pilot.
But no, like for the last paddling match we had, the only time we actually did any real actual practice for it was the day of.
Yeah.
And I
Well,
wanted to
talking
mention.
of-
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, talking about recruiting, the Pastafarians are actually recruiting now. Like at the moment, we've only got like the 8 people we need to fly 2 ships.
Yeah.
We had to make with a stand-in this week. I stood in for Zwain. I'll have to stand in on our next match in a couple of weeks' time. Yeah, for anyone on the stream who's listening, we are recruiting and we do want new crew. So if you see me over this week playing, do feel free to approach me and just say, yeah, I want to play with you guys.
There it is. If you are interested in joining any one of the teams, that are all recruiting apparently, especially the Ducks.
So, well, we don't actually actively recruit. But on that note, you
You
can
don't
go
have
to the
to.
forums on gunsoficarus.com, and it's on the top right. You go to the forums, and the docs is where most of the teams will have posts for their teams.
Well, okay then.
And there was one thing I wanted to mention. Shuketsi said that we have a lot of passion for the game. Nearly every duck has contributed to the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
We actually got some people together that pooled their money to buy a 4-pack, and I think that's where the ducks really come together. Is that we actually really like this game.
Yeah.
Definitely. So, is there anything you want to ask, Bradley?
Not particularly. I think the community chats. This has actually been the first good community chat we've had.
Oh, it's the
yeah.
first good chat. Come on, be nice.
Where's all the smack talking?
Yeah,
Is
I was actually
there-
looking forward to the smack talking. The smack talking is part of the community chat, for Christ's sake.
I've
Go
actually
down,
found
Sil.
that
Yeah.
the people here in
I'm
Guns of
expecting
Icarus.
a YouTube video from you guys.
You can't smack talk the ducks. They're all too nice.
Yeah, there's that. Go on then. What were you saying, Sushi?
I found that the community is actually really receptive to competition, and so
Yeah.
it seems like a lot of the people I play on their ships, and then a couple matches later I'll be against them, and there's not bitterness there, and I think that's really awesome for a PvP game to have that kind of community.
Definitely. It is nice to be able to smack talk each other and laugh about it. And I get away with saying some really nasty things about pretty much all of the teams, and none of them really hate me for it, with the exception of a few. But stuff and they can't take a joke. But anyway, so it's just really you're right. It's just really nice. It's a nice community. Let's keep it
We
that.
love to muse bash.
Oh yeah, Muse
Oh,
Bash.
yeah. Just
Just adventure mode. They can't be practicing all the time. Otherwise, we need biplanes and.
yeah,
Right?
and trade and towns. Oh, I can't wait for that game.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
gonna be so awesome.
I mean, it's kind of sad that the Muse team are probably gimped in the actual cogs because they are putting so much effort into making and perfecting the game. If push comes to shove, I prefer them making the game, to be honest.
Yep.
Well, I know they're the Muse team, but I wonder if maybe they wouldn't be benefited by asking some
Oh, they've already got
regular
Morby.
players to join
And
them.
they're just trying to nab as many good players as they can. They really do want to win.
Oh,
That's such a
Jeebus.
sad thing.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Time to not meat grind.
oh, yeah, meat grinding. Does anyone here actually care about Riley's constant complaints about meat grinding?
No, it's a pretty bad idea. So
Told
And
you.
actually, we wanted to mention that last week you thought we baited the Pyramidion whenever we took a really long time to kill Zill.
Yeah.
That actually wasn't what happened.
Oh no,
Really?
we just have to make up that sort of stuff on the spot to make it sound like you guys
Yeah.
know what you're doing.
Basically, you made us sound like we were actually smarter than we were. We were just taking a really long time to kill Zill because he is an amazing freaking pilot.
Yeah.
You guys are hooting and hollering about the harpoon. When he harpooned me, I had been practicing on actually driving him around, so that way he couldn't get a line on me, and that's why I was flinging back and forth. He wasn't flinging me; it was the other way around.
Oh, okay.
But I had to still deal with the Pyramidion, and that wasn't gonna work.
Yeah, I'm actually hoping that eventually we get a really, really nice harpoon ram kill. One of the ones that scatters wreckage across the map. Because we haven't had one of those on an official COG stream yet. And it's just...
Well, didn't you have that one, was it Crow versus Pastafarians, where they both collided and died at the same time?
That
It
was
was just
pretty funny.
a massive
Yeah.
wreckage.
Last week, I don't remember being on that ship. Yeah, I don't think there was any harpoons involved in that. Shame, but those are hard to get, especially because they bugger all armor damage, and you have to get excellent timing with the harpoon to get it into the hull before the engineer gets the armor up.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you can think to add? Anything you want to say?
Oh no, good matches all round. Like awesome standard of play, and see everyone in a couple of weeks' time with Pastafarians.
Yeah. Come here.
Okay, now we're going to try something very ambitious.
Oh, God.
I'm going to say,
Yep.
yeah, Riley, we're going to do that. I'm going to say, thanks for joining us, and then we're going to go down the list of people in Skype, hoping it's the same list, that we all get the same order, and you're going to say your name. And then we're going to continue, and it's going to be smooth, and it's going to be perfect, and it's going to go perfectly, and there's going to be no complaints whatsoever. You guys ready?
sure.
Well, is the order the same? Is it still alphabetical? 'Cause
I have no idea, but it's worth a try. What's the worst that
Alright.
can happen? We all said at the same time it's going to turn out to be a huge mess. But stay positive. We're going to do this, damn it.
Boom! Took down Metal Man. Come at me!
Well, that was quick.
Sorry. Continue.
And on
Nice
that
kill,
wonderful
though.
note of Riley killing Metal Man, apparently. So thank you for joining us.
Candle
Alright.
Hux.
Oh, God.
Float
That-
tear out. May your enemies always flee before you.
Okay, but-
Shigetsushi.
Yeah, let's just go through this then. Richard, who are you again?
Candle Hux.
Candle Hacks, right. Okay, so thank you for joining us. Candle Hacks, Flu,
Thank you very much. Like,
Scrimshaw, Zill, Sushi, Aqua. We've been Quirky 2 Jam and Swallow.